It was a Little People Big World Christmas family reunion based on the latest updates making the rounds on social media. Several branches of the Roloff family traveled to Amy Roloff and Chris Merrick's house to bring tidings and good cheer, and the pics speak for themselves. Even though Little People Big World fans suspected it as soon as Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff announced that they were quitting after season 25, it took some time for official word to come down the pipe that the long-running program was over. The way a recent insider put it, Matt Roloff was the only family member who still wanted to film more Little People Big World seasons. For the rest of the family, they are glad that it is finally over, and that they no longer need to structure their lives around a TLC filming schedule. Based on the latest Little People Big World updates making the rounds, several branches of the Roloff family traveled to Amy Roloff and Chris Merrick's home for a Roloff family reunion for the Christmas holiday. Several of the cousins got to spend time together and reconnect. Amy Roloff even shared a pic with all of the Roloff wives, including Tori Roloff, Isabel Roloff, and Audrey Roloff. So it's clear that they have been able to put their family squabbles aside for the sake of reuniting for the Christmas holiday. And many Little People Big World fans love to see it. What's interesting about this recent Roloff family reunion for the holidays is that it was at Amy Roloff and Chris Merrick's house. Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler were not in any of the pics making the rounds. So it looks like the beef between Zach Roloff and Matt Roloff is still ongoing. However, with all of the Roloff wives and cousins coming together to celebrate this special holiday, that is still a good sign moving forward. Even if all of the fences have not been mended quite yet, it certainly seems like there is some progress being made with some of them, and that's all anyone can ask for at the end of the day. Many Little People Big World fans are glad to see several branches of the Roloff family put their differences aside for the sake of the children, and for the sake of letting Amy spend time with her grandchildren on this special holiday. Little People Big World fans recently took to social media to ruthlessly blast Tori Roloff for her latest money grab, which included using her children. So what did Tori do that has fans so upset? Particularly since Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff quit filming Little People Big World after season 25. Viewers may wonder how someone like Tori still makes money without future TLC checks rolling in. One of the ways she makes extra bucks is by being a mom influencer on social media. With over 2.1 million followers on Instagram, that is a lot of eyeballs on everything that Tori shares on the popular social media platform. However, this is not just eyeballs on content, but also a revenue stream that Tori can continually tap into to make a quick buck. Because Tori Roloff has such a massive social media following, she regularly uses it to promote products, as well as to enter into different partnerships with various brands. When you have as many followers as a lot of mainstream celebrities, it makes sense, from a financial standpoint, for Tori to take advantage of it. In the latest money grab, Tori Roloff promoted a brand of vitamins called Mary Ruth's. The company offers vitamins and gummies, including for children ages 4 to 12. Along with including the company link in a recent Instagram story, Tori Roloff told her followers, "My kids beg for the vitamins every single morning." Reality television fans expect the cast members they follow to try to make a buck by leveraging their social media. This is a well-known practice that everyone does. However, when it comes to Tori Roloff and her recent money grab, many Little People Big World fans are taking issue with the shameless way the mother of 3 plugged her kids into it to make money. Many also took issue with what they felt was a blatant lie from Tori to boot, as most commenters cannot imagine that her kids beg for the vitamin every morning. While Tori is doing her part to keep that revenue stream producing, in this instance, many agreed that she took things a little too far. One Little People Big World commenter said, "Get a job, stop pimping your kids. Remember when she bragged about being a teacher?" Another person said, "Nah, she just wants the commission." A third commenter added, "Her entire Instagram is a series of ads. She's gotta pay the rent, I guess, since Zach have never worked a day in his life, and she hasn't either for the majority of hers. The couple opened up about their daughter's surgery on the Tori Roloff opener of their podcast. Received an official diagnosis for their 4-year-old daughter, Tori Roloff, are sharing new details about their daughter's upcoming surgery of LPBW. The Little People. The couple says that their baby girl Lila, their daughter Layla Ray, is set to undergo surgery to have the issue corrected. On the season 2 opener of their podcast, to find out what is causing the sleep disorder and how they plan to treat it. Alongside Layla, the couple Roloff has been experiencing sleep issues for a while now. Luke. Her parents, so we found out Layla has to have her tonsils and adenoids to identify the cause. That's gonna be fun. During the March 26th episode of Little People Big World, at the end of the month, the reality TV couple shared that Layla was diagnosed with a moderate case normal for many people to get their tonsils and adenoids out after a sleep study was performed. People with dwarfism are more at risk for needing the surgery. Is a condition that causes irregular breathing while a person is asleep. Have sleep apnea. The disorder makes breathing suddenly start and stop. It is often cited as the reason people snore or feel tired throughout the day. That's true. Despite having a full night's sleep, or at least doesn't need it yet, sleep studies are often recommended for people with dwarfism, but Layla has severe sleep apnea-related issues, and so they're going to take her tonsils and adenoids out, which I'm a little nervous about. And then, supposedly after that, her waking up out of anesthesia is going to be tough, told the camera in the confessional. She surprised us, though, to diagnosing the problem. She surprised us. The sleep study was performed to ensure that Layla would be safe to go under anesthesia. Later in the conversation, Tori explains that she's nervous with Layla that people with dwarfism because her son Jackson's experiences with anesthesia have been negative. With dwarfism, I've never done it. Our airways are built slightly different than other people. But I've heard it's disorienting. Maybe a higher threat of something going wrong. So that's what I'm kind of nervous about because, LPBW Jackson woke up both times pretty terribly. The couple opened up about how they tried to prepare the toddler for the sleep study, able to relax and kind of sit and be okay. I keep telling her that they'll put stickers all over her head, and they want to keep her overnight. You're going to have a nurse there and things like that. And that makes me a little nervous. So I hope she has a good idea. I feel like you just want to get home, Zach said. You don't want to stay at the hospital. She gets it in her head, and then she gets scared from this past season of Little People. Big World. The couple revealed that Lila was no stranger with a moderate form of sleep apnea. Last year, he was admitted to the hospital for emergency brain surgery. Is a disorder that causes a person to stop breathing while asleep. Details of the ordeal on Instagram. Test came back, and she has a moderate form of sleep apnea. It's been a scary 72 hours, as Tori added, well and recovering. She's probably going to need her tonsils taken out. And then thank you so much to everyone for the prayers that you have covered us in. Little People, we feel Big World alums Audrey and Jeremy Roloff Zach are expecting their fourth child together this spring. And handled it like a rock star. The former reality TV stars announced they were expecting yet again stars back in November 2023. Also shared 6-year-old Roloff's gender and 22-month-old Josta, in addition to as Lila. Monsters and Critics previously reported. Audrey is pregnant with her and Jeremy's second daughter, who will join siblings Ember, Bode, and Radley. Although Jeremy's parents, Amy and Matt Roloff, and his fraternal twin brother, Zach Roloff, are dwarves, also called Little People or LPs. He is average height, like his sister Molly and brother Jacob. Many LPBW viewers have wondered about the possibility of Jeremy passing along the gene for dwarfism to children of his own, despite being of average height. So is there a possibility that Jeremy and Audrey's fourth child could be a dwarf? Let's take a look. Amy and Matt Roloff were born with different types of dwarfism. Amy, like her son, has achondroplasia, the most common type of dwarfism, while Matt has dystrophic dysplasia. Achondroplasia affects 1 in 20,000 babies, per Boston Children's Hospital. And while some children inherit the condition from their parents, like Zach Roloff did, 80% of cases are caused by a new mutation in the family. People with achondroplasia have a 50% chance of passing the gene to a child. If both parents have achondroplasia, the percentage remains the same, with a 25% chance that the child will be average height, and a 25% chance the child will inherit both abnormal genes from their parents, which typically isn't compatible with life. Last year, Audrey explained the possible scenarios to her Instagram followers during an IG story Q, and Audrey noted there are different types of dwarfism, some with dominant genes and some with recessive genes. Amy and Zach's achondroplasia is a dominant gene, so for her and Jeremy to have a child with that type of dwarfism would be a random genetic mutation because neither of us carry the gene since it's dominant. As it turns out, the odds for Jeremy and Audrey to have a child with achondroplasia are no different than any other couple with both parents of average height. Matt's type of dwarfism is much rarer, and the gene is recessive. So for the possibility that Audrey and Jeremy's child could be born with dystrophic dysplasia, both would have to carry the gene. Still, neither of them has been tested to find out whether or not they do. Jeremy's brother, Zach, has 3 children with his wife, Tori Roloff, who is of average height, and all 3 were born with achondroplasia like their dad. Aside from the topic of dwarfism, the Roloffs are quite busy these days, between raising 3 kids, expecting a 4th, and living with Audrey's parents while renovating their own Oregon home. Audrey recently opened up about baby Roloff's impending arrival and shared that she's currently in her 3rd trimester. She also divulged that she'll be giving birth in her home this time around, although she hasn't decided which room yet. Audrey told her Instagram followers that she's considering using the in-ground bathtub in her master bathroom or using a birthing pool in another location with more space. Audrey's first 2 children, Ember and Bode, were born in the hospital, but she opted for a birthing center when she welcomed Radley into the world. Audrey's experience in a birthing center influenced her decision to try a home birth this time around with baby number 4. Little People, Big World alum Audrey Roloff seems to be on a story repeat. But instead of Ember, she's harping on about her brother, Bode. And it's all about his reaction to another sister. Mirabella, aka Mira, arrived on May 23, and her son had hoped for another brother in 2021. The former TLC star told her fans that Ember wanted a little sister. Instead, she got Radley Knight, a little brother. As she wanted a little sister, she called the baby a girl throughout the pregnancy. But once the baby arrived, Ember became very protective and didn't want to let go of the little guy. Rinse and repeat, Jeremy Roloff's wife comes with the same story for Bode this time. Audrey Roloff is the complete opposite of Jacob and Isabel Roloff, who never show their son, Matteo's face on social media. Not a day goes by without pictures or reels of the kids arriving on Instagram. So some Little People, Big World fans think that she's exploiting her children for an income. Accusations of invasion of privacy are not unknown. So this weekend, LPBW fans vented about the repeated story about bonding, albeit with another child. LPBW fans slam Audrey Roloff for dangerous move with baby. Ahead of the weekend, the former Little People, Big World star took to her Instagram account and shared a reel that showed Bode looking downcast. Plus, a photo arrived of him cuddling his little sister Mira. In her caption, his mom said, "When you go from being the least excited sibling to the most obsessed sibling literally overnight, from the moment she was born, Bode has been so in love with her." Audrey Roloff's post soon arrived on Reddit. And there, critics seemed upset about the rinse and repeat story about Bode. The OP wrote, "How long will he be reminded that he didn't want a sister? Can't a cute moment exist on its own?" In the comments section, TLC fans took up their fight against the alleged exploitation of kids once again. Here are some of their thoughts. "She did the same thing with Ember when she had Radley. These are private moments. How can Jeremy allow his wife to exploit their children to this degree? That emo is worse than TLC. Who cares? He'll love and protect his sissy. I have crappy parents, but at least mine never went awk. Hold still or wait. I gotta go grab my phone. Filming and uploading everything every single day." Looking back on all these photo shoots later in life, what will be going through their kids' heads? They have said themselves they regret being on LPBW when they were young, yet they subject their own kids to the same exact treatment. What are your thoughts about Audrey Roloff going on about Bode wanting a baby brother rather than a baby sister? One of the stars of Little People, Big World, Audrey Roloff, is revealing what one of her most challenging moments to film for the TLC series was. The wife of Jeremy Roloff has often rubbed fans the wrong way thanks to her social media posts. The couple decided to leave the series in 2018 after claiming they wanted more privacy. There is no doubt in Little People, Big World fans' minds that Audrey has become insufferable since leaving the show. The mother of three often takes any opportunity to post about her family, with some including digs at the rest of the Roloff family. Audrey from Little People, Big World's ability to humble brag with a smile on her face has set her up to be the show's villain, leaving little room for empathy from viewers. Audrey and Jeremy are currently not starring on the popular series, but that hasn't stopped either of them from commenting on their time on the series. Over the weekend, Audrey took to her Instagram story to share some words of wisdom with fans. During another segment of Q&A with Audrey, a fan asked what the hardest moment to film was, with Audrey sharing, "Anything postpartum with Ember." Audrey shared that she was in so much physical and mental pain, and learning how to be a first-time mother, noting filming was not easy. Jeremy and Audrey welcomed their daughter in 2017, while they were still a part of Little People, Big World. The LPBW star went on to reveal that during that same time, Audrey and Jeremy had just finished remodeling their home and only moved in 3 weeks before Ember Brown was due to arrive. Sadly, the birth of their first child wasn't as peaceful as they had hoped, as shortly after the birth, the kitchen flooded, forcing them to move out when Ember was only 6 weeks old. Even though viewers may not like Audrey, that ordeal would be hard for anyone, let alone having a film crew following you. Since Ember, the couple has welcomed 2 sons, Bode and Radley Brown. The Little People, Big World star has been open about how she is dealing with the stress that comes from being a former reality TV star. Most recently, the mother of 3 shared that she was thinking of shutting down her social media profiles for a much-needed break. While followers don't believe she will follow through, it could be a good idea if she wants to spend more time with her family out of the public eye.